Cold dawn wind whispers across Kurukshetra, carrying the scent of distant rain and fear. A single banner flaps, its cloth cracking like doubt inside a king's proud chest. Bronze chariots line the plain, yet silence clings heavier than their iron wheels. Inside his heart, Duryodhana feels a tremor, a drumbeat of dread no crown muffles. He scans the sea of warriors, seeking the one shoulder he can still trust. Memory stings him, words of scorn he once spat at the grandsire now guarding him. Duryodhana turns to his captains, voice low but urgent. "Do you see that standard? Bhishma alone stands between us and the abyss," he confesses, pride cracking like dry earth. Once he mocked the patriarch's oath as weakness. Now he stakes survival upon it. The irony slices him. The elder he humiliated becomes the fortress wall for his ambition. Captains exchange glances, sensing the tremor beneath their sovereign's iron mask of command. Therefore, Duryodhana commands, finger pointing like an arrow, "Protect Bhishma, protect him with your very lives." The Sanskrit word paryupasata, guard, serve, encircle, hangs in the air like a vow of steel. It is not advice, it is a plea disguised as strategy, fear wearing the mask of order. In that moment, the ruler who coveted everything realizes he can lose everything in a heartbeat. Bhishma, distant and unmoving, hears the order like distant thunder, promising both shelter and storm. He knows the weight of that command. He carries the futures of 100,000 sons. Yet duty, once sworn, becomes a mountain that stands unshaken by the winds of politics. Back amid the captains, the order ripples outward like rings on the still lake of dawn. Each soldier hears it, feels it, breathes it. Protect the grandsire, protect our story, protect ourselves. Modern science calls it the cornerstone effect. Remove one keystone and the entire arch collapses. Duryodhana's paranoia is strategic clarity. He sees Bhishma as the keystone of morale. The mind, when cornered, clutches the very pillars it once kicked in prideful defiance. So the tyrant bows, the skeptic prays, the prodigal returns. Fear teaches humility faster than sages. Across the field, conch shells answer. Their sound a promise that fate will test this vow. And in that echo, both armies understand. Today, victory belongs to whoever guards his despair. For Duryodhana, protecting Bhishma becomes protecting the last illusion that he still controls destiny. For Bhishma, accepting protection means carrying the burden of a dynasty that never learned forgiveness. The paradox is ancient. The stronger the army, the more fragile the heart that commands it. So the war begins not with an arrow, but with a plea whispered through clenched teeth. And every soldier, knowingly or not, guards not just a man but the flickering hope of kingship. Sunrise completes its arc, bathing Kurukshetra in gold, as if heaven itself holds its breath. In that breath, strategy and soul merge, teaching us that what we protect defines who we are. Duryodhana learns too late. Disrespect builds no walls, only reverence can forge true armor. Yet the Gita does not mock his fear. It reveals fear as the universal teacher of limits. When we cling to one person as our fortress, we admit the storm inside us rages. The wise response is not denial, but vigilance. Protect the good, yet prepare the soul for change. So let us remember, the strongest protection is the courage to face loss with unbroken conscience. As the drums rise, the lesson lingers. Guard your Bhishma, but do not build your peace on sand. For empires fall, elders pass, yet the warrior who masters fear walks unshaken through every dawn. The Gita begins here, in a trembling command, inviting us to examine whom we guard and why.